Hello, good morning, everyone.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Morning, sir.
Very good morning, yes. So, we continue with what we had been discussing in the previous class. So, we had completed the speech by Zabun Suzuki, and now we move on to the next section, which is called I Learned Words. That is, there are many new words that we come across when we use language. So, we understand the meaning of words. What are the different ways in which we understand the meaning of words? How can we understand the meaning of words? I can't hear you. Can you repeat it?
Dictionaries.
Yes, Rishma. So dictionary is a very useful tool for understanding the meaning of a word. Okay, what are the other methods by which? Suppose we don't have a dictionary with us. We don't have a dictionary. Is there any method by which we can uh, guess the meaning of a word? Don't we sometimes guess the meaning of a word when we don't have a dictionary with us?
Sentence and the meaning
Exactly.
മനസ്സിലാക്കിയിട്ട്.
Yes, yeah, that is right. When you look at the sentence, so not just looking at the word, by looking at the whole sentence, the complete sentence, then you have some idea of the meaning of the word. So this is called understanding meaning from context. Context means situation. So from the situation, we can understand the meaning of a word. So that is also a very good and very useful method of learning the meaning of words. Every time you find a new word, taking the dictionary and looking up that word is a very tedious process, very difficult process. So it is mostly language experts use the method of understanding the meaning of context, meaning from context or meaning from the situation, which is a very useful tool which we can all apply. So here are some examples where by which we can find out the uh, meaning of words. So that is what you see in the screen. Okay, so you can see some pictures on the screen, and there are some difficult words. In each picture, there may be some new word. Can you tell me which are those new words? For example, in the first picture, it is 17 June is World Day. So, World Day for what? A World Day to?
Combat desertification.
Exactly, yes, yeah. So, there are two words here. One is combat, and the other is desertification. So, what could be the meaning of these words? What is the meaning of combat? The meaning of desertification can be guessed. What is the meaning of desertification? It is a new word, but you can guess the meaning. Yes, Rishma.
Marubhumi.
Exactly. It's because the root word The root word here, the basic word here is desert, and to which you have added some other letters. The root word desert, to which there are some other letters which are added, which is known as suffixing. വേർഡ്സിന് ശേഷം ചില വാക്കിന്റെ ഭാഗങ്ങൾ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുന്നതിനെ സഫിക്സ് എന്നാണ് പറയുക. വാക്കിന് മുമ്പ് ചില വാക്കുകൾ ആഡ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ നമ്മൾ അതിനെ പ്രിഫിക്സ് എന്ന് പറയും. So there are suffixes and prefixes with which we can modify the meaning of words. So that is how we create new words. That is how words are built. Like a building is built, like a house is built. We construct words by adding certain things. So these are some methods by which we create words. That is how the collection of words is built. What is the collection of words called? Collection of words has a particular name. The collection of words that I have in my mind. എൻ്റെ മനസ്സിൽ ഒരുപാട് വാക്കുകളുടെ കളക്ഷൻ ഉണ്ട്. Like the dictionary has many words in it, we also have many words in our mind to which we have ascribed certain meanings. What is that collection of words in our mind called? It begins with V. V വെച്ചാണ് തുടങ്ങുന്നത്. Okay. VO വെച്ചാണ് തുടങ്ങുന്നത്.
വൊക്കാബുലറി ആണോ?
Yes, Trishna, can you repeat it?
വൊക്കാബുലറി.
Exactly, it is vocabulary. So vocabulary is അതിനെ മലയാളത്തിൽ പദസമ്പത്ത് എന്ന് നമ്മൾ പറയും. So the vocabulary is the collection of words. So how can you build your knowledge of words? How can you build your collection of words? There will always be some root words or some root senses to which the other parts are connected. So if you can learn the root words, you can easily guess the words, the meaning from the situation. So now we have understood the meaning of desertification. Now it is easier to understand the meaning of combat. What could be the meaning of combat? ഇവിടെ നമുക്ക് desertification വേണമെന്നാണോ വേണ്ടെന്നാണോ? വേണ്ടാന്നാണ്. അപ്പൊ അങ്ങനെയാണെങ്കിൽ കോമ്പാറ്റ് എന്നുള്ളതിന്റെ മീനിങ് എന്തായിരിക്കും? യെസ്, എക്സാക്ട്ലി, അത് തന്നെയാണ് അതിന്റെ മീനിങ്. ടു ഫൈറ്റ് എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് കോമ്പാറ്റിന്റെ മീനിങ്. ടു ഫൈറ്റ്. Combat means to fight. So to combat means to fight desertification. So 17 June is celebrated as World Day to combat desertification. So we understood the meaning of the word. So we did not take up any dictionary. We did not use any dictionary. So it is not always possible to carry a dictionary and look up. It is very time consuming. When you are reading a good novel, when you are reading a story, and you take up a dictionary to understand every difficult word, it actually mars the beauty. It actually destroys the enjoyable experience of reading that poem or the story. നമ്മളൊരു സിനിമ കണ്ടുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ ഒരു വാക്ക് മനസ്സിലായാലും ഉടനെ ആ വാക്കിന്റെ മീനിങ് കാണാൻ ഡിക്ഷണറി എടുത്ത് നോക്കിയാൽ ആ എൻജോയ്മെന്റ്, എക്സ്പീരിയൻസ് ഓഫ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് എൻജോയ്മെന്റ് ഇസ് ഗോൺ. So dictionary is not something which you can use always. If you are using it while reading some interesting text, it can become an impediment. It can become a barrier. It can become an obstacle in learning or understanding the text. So this is a very good method, that is understanding the meaning of words from context. Okay, let us look at some other picture here. I will slightly enlarge it. Okay, here there is a second picture here on the right. You can see deforestation in the Amazon. So what is the meaning of that? What is the meaning of this word?
വനനശീകരണം.
Exactly. Yes, Trishna and Shrishma, it is വനനശീകരണം തന്നെയാണ്. So here you have the root word. Which is the root word?
Forest.
Forest is the root word. So to this root word, there are two different types of letters which are arranged. One is D, which is called a, what is it called? D എന്ത് വിളിക്കും നമ്മൾ? Prefix എന്ന് വിളിക്കും. And there is a suffix which is added, which is Asian. That is something which is added after the word, after the root word is called the suffix. So we have both prefix and suffix. But by looking at the root word and by looking at the prefix, D എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് മിക്കവാറും നെഗറ്റീവ് സെൻസിലാണ് എപ്പോഴും വരിക. So we understand that it is to destroy the forest. Okay, so D is a prefix which is used to indicate negative meaning. For example, we have many words like deconstruct. Okay, so that is almost the opposite of construction. So the D is a negative prefix. So we understand that it is not creating a forest, it is to destroy a forest. So shen, the suffix shen is usually added to indicate a process. For example, we have many words like inauguration, materialization, exhibition, etc. So conducting something, doing something is indicated by the suffix shen. So we can guess the meaning of words from context by looking at such prefixes and suffixes that are added to the root word. Let us look at this picture below the World Day. There is a picture about UN scientists saying something. What are they saying? UN scientists are saying, what are they saying?
Layer depletion has escalated.
Exactly. Ozone layer depletion has escalated. There are two new words here. One is depletion and other is escalated. So here one word may be seen in some other context also. We have seen, you know what an escalator is. What is an, it is escalator. You know what an escalator is?
Yes, sir.
എന്താണ് സാധനം? What is an escalator? Can't hear you, Shruti. കേൾക്കുന്നില്ല.
വർദ്ധിച്ചു.
ഓക്കെ, വർദ്ധിച്ചു എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ആണ്. പക്ഷെ നമ്മൾ എസ്കലേറ്റർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞ വർദ്ധിച്ചു തന്നെയാണ് മീനിങ്. പക്ഷെ എസ്കലേറ്റർ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞൊരു സാധനത്തെ കുറിച്ച് കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഒരു ഡിവൈസ്.
മുകളിലേക്ക് പോണ
Yes.
മുകളിലേക്ക് പോണ staircase.
Yes, it is a moving staircase. It is a moving staircase which you find in supermarkets, big malls, etc. Shopping malls like പോയി കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ഇങ്ങനെ ഒരു സാധനം കാണും. ഒരു പ്രാക്ടീസ് ഇല്ലെങ്കിലും നമുക്ക് അതിൽ ട്രാവൽ ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റില്ല. സോ ദാറ്റ് ഈസ് എൻ എസ്കലേറ്റർ. അപ്പൊ അതിന്റെ മീനിങ് എന്താണ്? ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് നിന്നും ഒരു മുകളിലേക്ക് ഉയർന്നു പോകാനുള്ള ഒരു ഉപകരണം. So from that you can understand the meaning is escalate is to rise, to increase. Okay, so as Shruti said, it is an increasing. Here the meaning is increasing. Escalated means increase. Our ozone layer dash has escalated. നമുക്ക് ഡിപ്ലീഷൻ്റെ മീനിങ് അറിയില്ല. അപ്പോൾ ഓസോൺ ലെയർ നമുക്കറിയാം, ഓസോൺ ലെയർ മോശമായിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണെന്ന്. അപ്പോൾ ഓസോൺ ലെയർ കൂടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. എസ്കലേറ്റഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ കൂടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഓസോൺ ലെയർ കൂടിക്കൊണ്ടിരിക്കുകയാണെന്നാണ് അർത്ഥം. അപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലായി ഡിപ്ലീഷൻ ഒരു നെഗറ്റീവ് മീനിങ് ഉണ്ടെന്ന്. ഡിപ്ലീഷൻ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അപ്പൊ എന്തായിരിക്കും?
ഓസോൺ ലെയർ
യെസ്, ഡിപ്ലീഷൻ മീൻസ് ഡിസ്ട്രക്ഷൻ, നാശമാവുക, നശിച്ചു പോവുക. So we can understand the meaning of this word from context. So we have not used any dictionary. There is no need to use a dictionary at all times. Dictionary can be used when you are free, when you have no other work. But always taking up the dictionary will rob your time, will take away your time. You will not have time to read the text. So here we can understand the meaning from the context itself. So we understand that the destruction of the ozone layer has increased. ഓസോൺ ലെയറിന്റെ നാശം വർദ്ധിച്ചുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നു എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് നമുക്ക് അതൊന്ന് മനസ്സിലാവും. So we have understood both difficult words just by looking at the context. Okay, now let us look at the word on the next right hand side. Below that, below this, there is a word term called endangered species. What is endangered? വേറൊരെണ്ണം നമ്മൾ നേരത്തെ ക്ലാസ്സിൽ വായിച്ചു, എക്സ്റ്റിങ്ക്റ്റ്. എക്സ്റ്റിങ്ക്റ്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്താണ്?
വംശനാശം.
വംശനാശം സംഭവിച്ചത്. അപ്പോൾ എൻഡേഞ്ചേർഡ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എന്തായിരിക്കും?
ഡേഞ്ചർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള.
Exactly. The root word here is
ഡേഞ്ചർ.
the root word here is danger, and we have added a prefix n. The prefix n means n usually enabled എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന പോലെ n എന്ന് പറയുന്ന prefix is to mean create. Okay, create എന്ന മീനിങ് ആണ് ഈ പ്രിഫിക്സിന് വരുന്നത്. സോ വി അണ്ടർസ്റ്റാൻഡ് ദാറ്റ് സംതിങ് വിച്ച് ഈസ് ഇൻ ഡേഞ്ചർ, ഡേഞ്ചറിൽ അകപ്പെട്ടിട്ടുള്ള എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എക്സ്റ്റിങ്ക്റ്റ് സ്പീഷീസ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ വംശനാശം സംഭവിച്ചതാണെങ്കിൽ എൻഡേഞ്ചേർഡ് സ്പീഷീസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് വംശനാശ ഭീഷണി നേരിടുന്ന സ്പീഷീസാണ്. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ദീസ് എൻഡേഞ്ചേർഡ് സ്പീഷീസ് ആർ ലൈക്ലി ടു ബിക്കം എക്സ്റ്റിങ്ക്റ്റ് in the future if the situation continues like this for some time. So we understand the meaning of the word endangered. So endangered species is a species which is in the danger of becoming extinct. So this is a method of understanding the meaning from context. In the next picture, there are some newspaper clippings which are given there. So there are some words here. This is one word here. This is another word here. What do these words mean? There is one word disaster, another word is mishap. What could be the meaning of these words?
ഡിസാസ്റ്റർ, പ്രകൃതി ദുരന്തം. അതെ.
Yes, durandam, accident. Okay, accident. So disaster is an accident. So these have similar meaning. Disaster ആണെങ്കിലും mishap ആണെങ്കിലും accident ആണെങ്കിലും they have a similar meaning. Words having similar meaning are called, what are words having similar meaning called? ഒരേപോലെയുള്ള അർത്ഥമുള്ള വാക്കുകൾക്ക് നമ്മൾ മലയാളത്തിൽ എന്താ പറയാ? കഴിഞ്ഞ ദിവസം നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞത് ധര, ധരിത്രി, ധരണി എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ എല്ലാം ഭൂമിയുടെ എന്താണ്? പര്യായങ്ങളാണ്. So that has a term in English. In English it is called synonyms. It is pronounced as synonyms. Yes, yeah, it is synonyms. And വാക്കുകളുടെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ആണ് മീനിങ് എങ്കിൽ അതിന് പറയുന്ന പേരാണ് antonyms. antonyms. That is words with opposite meaning. So here we have all these three words, that is disaster, mishap, and accident, have a similar meaning. If you look at the word mishap, here there is a term called hap. What is the meaning of happen?
സംഭവിക്കുക.
സംഭവിക്കുക.
Yes, Krishna. Yeah, yes.
സംഭവിക്കുക.
It is സംഭവിക്കുക തന്നെയാണ് സംശയലക്ഷ്മി. സോ ഇറ്റ് ഇസ് സംഭവിക്കുക. സോ മിസ് എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു പ്രിഫിക്സ് ആഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ വാട്ട് ഇസ് ദ മീനിങ് ഓഫ് ദാറ്റ് വേർഡ്? എന്തെങ്കിലും മോശമായിട്ടുള്ള സംഭവം. നമ്മളെ മിസ്റ്റേക്ക് എന്ന് പറയില്ലേ, എന്ന് പറയുന്നില്ല. മിസ് എന്നൊരു പ്രിഫിക്സ് ആഡ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ the word has a change. So mishap is a wrong happening, that is an accident. Something which should not have happened is an accident. So mishap also means accident. So we can understand the words meaning by looking at these root words, by looking at the situation also. Appo situation nokki, so first method of understanding the meaning of a word is by looking at the dictionary, by looking up the word in a dictionary. Second method of understanding the meaning of a word is looking at the context. So first method is dictionary. The second method is understanding the meaning from the context. എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ മുഴുവൻ സെന്റൻസ് നോക്കുക, then you understand the meaning of the word. Then the third method is to look at the root, of the word, then look whether there are any prefixes, then look whether there are any suffixes, etc. That this is also a useful method of understanding the meaning of a word. Is it clear? Is it okay now? Do you understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for that response. So there are some hidden words in this word grid. Okay, can you find out the words in this word grid? ഒരു എക്സാമ്പിൾ അതിൽ ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്. ഹറിക്കെയിൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന ഒരു വാക്ക് അതിലിട്ട്. അതുപോലെ ഉള്ള വേർഡ്സ് കണ്ടുപിടിക്കാൻ പറ്റുമോ എന്നുള്ളതാണ്. To help you to do it, there are the beginning of the words are highlighted, bold ആക്കി. കേട്ടില്ല?
Contaminate.
Biodegradable.
ഹസാർഡസ് ഉണ്ട്.
Biodegradable.
Recycle.
ബയോഡിഗ്രേഡബിൾ.
Toxic.
Recycle.
Toxic. Okay.
Recycle.
Contaminate പറഞ്ഞാലോ? Yes, Dia. Sewage ഉണ്ട്. Impact ഉണ്ട്. Okay.
Recycle.
Okay, recycle already ഉണ്ട്, chat box എഴുതിയിട്ടുണ്ട്. Okay.
Contaminate.
Contaminate ഉണ്ട്. Okay, then
Hazardous.
hazardous is there. Yes, Aishwarya.
Savage.
Blooms.
Bloom, yes.
Sewage.
Bloom.
Savage. Savage.
Sewage is there.
Toxicant.
Toxic is there.
Catastrophe.
Pardon?
Catastrophe.
Exactly. അതാരാ പറഞ്ഞു?
Aishwarya.
Aishwarya Ram Prakash. Okay, that is very important. Catastrophe. Okay, is കഴിഞ്ഞു തോന്നുന്നു അല്ലേ? That's all. വേറെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ഉണ്ടോ? ഇല്ല.
Biodegradable.
Biodegradable ഉണ്ട്. Okay, biodegradable is there. Okay, now we have exhausted this. So here we have some 10 words here. Is there any word here which is unfamiliar to you?
Contaminate.
Okay, contaminate is the word. Yes. So contaminate has the same meaning as. Anybody can tell the meaning? of contaminate. Contamination of river water is the cause of the death of fishes.
വെള്ളം വൃത്തികേടാവുക.
Exactly. So when you see it in a sentence, you are able to guess the meaning. So contaminate means to, yes,
Pollute.
yes, it means to
Water.
pollute. It means to pollute. Okay. Then the next word, any other word? Do you have any other word which is difficult here?
Catastrophe.
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 Very good. They
Hurricane.
okay. We'll take up one by one. What is catastrophe? It is very difficult to understand the meaning of a word just by giving a word. But if I give you a sentence, you will be able to understand the meaning. So the Bhopal gas catastrophe killed thousands of people. The Bhopal gas catastrophe killed thousands of people.
Durantam.
Exactly. It means a tragedy, a disaster, etc. An accident, a mishap, etc. So, what is the difference then? A catastrophe is a disaster of huge proportions. For example, we refer to the Hiroshima Nagasaki bombing as a catastrophe. A disaster, so catastrophe is, so it is എല്ലാത്തിനും similar meaning ആണെങ്കിലും there are some differences in meaning also. A disaster of huge proportions means a very big accident is called a catastrophe. So it is possible to understand the meaning of words by looking at their context. So what is the next word? Somebody said some other word. This is the next difficult word in the. I didn't get you. I didn't hear you, Aishwarya. Any other difficult word? Yes, it is hurricane. Hurricane. So I will give you an example. The meteorological department has issued a warning that there will be a hurricane of 70 to 80 kilometers speed across the coast of Kerala. The meteorological department has warned that there will be a hurricane with speed of 80 to 90 kilometers per hour across the coast of Kerala.
Wind.
ചുഴലിക്കാറ്റ്.
Wind on, yes, it is a kind of wind. So the കാറ്റാണ്. Okay, കൊടുങ്കാറ്റ്, hurricane കൊടുങ്കാറ്റാണ്. Okay, so there are many different kinds of wind. This is also another kind of wind. What is this?
Cyclone.
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 If you look at the root, it has this word here. സൈക്കിളിന്റെ ഒരു ഭാഗം അതിലുണ്ട്. സൈക്കിളിന്റെ രീതി എങ്ങനെയാണ്? ചുറ്റി ചുറ്റി പോകുന്നതാണ് സൈക്കിൾ. സോ അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് അതിന് ചുഴലിക്കാറ്റാണ് സൈക്ലോൺ, ഹറിക്കെയിൻ കൊടുങ്കാറ്റാണ്. So they are all different kinds of winds. We are able to understand the meaning of these words when we have such sentences. So it is very difficult if you are just given a word and asked to tell the meaning of the word. But if you are given the word in a context, then it is easy. Yes, Anjana. Sewage. Sewage is, okay, I will give you an example. There is a complaint. There is a complaint that sewage water is seeping into drinking water pipes. There is a complaint.
Polluted water.
Exactly. Sewage water എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ ഓടയിലുള്ള വെള്ളം, പൊല്യൂട്ടഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള വാട്ടർ. Okay, drainage water. Drainage is called sewage. Okay, so sewage is required to take away bad water away. But if the sewage is getting contact with drinking water, then it can be dangerous. So sewage എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ അഴുക്കാണ്, അഴുക്ക് വെള്ളമാണ്. Okay. Okay, so that is now complete. So now we have now learned the 10 words. We have to fill up these blanks here. One example has been done for you. This is a 9-letter word, which means severe tropical storm. So the answer is already given there. It is a hurricane. This 11-letter word means to make impure by exposure to or addition of a poisonous or polluting substance. Poisonous gases emitted by vehicles dash the air that we breathe.
Contaminate.
Contaminate. Yes, contaminate. Contaminate the air that we breathe. Instead of saying the flowers blossom, you can also say that the flowers.
Bloom.
Blue.
Correct. Our rose plant will bloom next week. This 6-letter word means effect. This 6-letter word means effect.
Impact.
Yes, Rajalakshmi, it is impact. Impact. 10 words impact. Impact means effect. Looking at nature always has a positive impact on me. This 13-letter word refers to something that decomposes through the action of microorganisms like bacteria.
Biodegradable.
Biodegradable. Plastic is not biodegradable. This 7-letter word refers to the process of changing waste materials into new products.
Recycle.
Recycle. That is right. Yes. Newspaper is recycled into paper crafts. This 6-letter word is waste, water carried waste. Water carried
Sewage.
waste. Sewage.
Sewage.
Cities should have more effective sewage systems. Beware of this 5-letter word because it is poisonous.
Toxic.
എന്താ 10 വേർഡ്സിൽ ഉണ്ട്?
Catastrophe.
5-letter word, 5-letter word.
Toxic.
Toxic, exactly, toxic. Chemicals from factories make the water toxic. This word indicates total disaster. The Nepal earthquake was a major total
Catastrophe.
catastrophe. The Nepal earthquake was a major catastrophe. This 9-letter word means risky.
Hazardous.
Yes, yeah, it is hazardous. Contaminated water is hazardous to aquatic life. Aqua means what?
Water.
Yes,
Water.
aqua means water. So aquatic life means water life. We also say to marine life to refer to the creatures in the ocean. Marine life. So aqua means water. So the creatures living in the water are called aquatic creatures. So there are there is a passage also you can use these words to fill up the same 10 words to fill up this passage. For that, we have to first write down those 10 words, otherwise, it's very difficult to remember all the 10 words at once. But let us see how many of you can remember all the 10. I will enlarge the text a little bit. Environmental pollution. Okay, environmental pollution is one of the major threats that we face today. Air pollution, water pollution, and sound pollution have adverse dash on the life of all living beings.
Impact.
Yes, yeah, it is impact. Adverse means negative. Adverse, negative, bad. Adverse impact, bad impact on the life of all living beings. Dash gases like carbon monoxide.
Toxic gases.
Yes,
Toxic.
Karthik, it's toxic. Yes, toxic gases like carbon monoxide and sulfur dioxide emitted by vehicles and factories cause severe health issues. The chemicals and fertilizers that the industries discharge into the rivers, seas, and canals dash water,
Contaminate.
Contaminated.
contaminate water. Yes. Deforestation, desertification, ozone layer depletion, and so on are serious issues to consider. Awareness on the need to protect our environment should be given to everyone. The use of dash substances and dash can reduce environmental pollution. The use of dash substances and dash can
Biodegradable.
the use of
Biodegradable.
biodegradable substances and dash can reduce environmental.
Recycle.
Recycle.
Pardon?
Recycle.
Recycling.
Recycled.
Yeah, recycled and biodegradable substance can reduce environmental pollution to a great extent. We must act rather than think, for if not, we are fast heading to a final. If you don't act fast, we are heading to a final dash.
Catastrophe.
Yes, catastrophic, catastrophic, catastrophic. That is right. So we have got all the 10. So this is an activity for you to do when you can do among yourself. You can take up some environmental issue in your area and talk about that issue, whether that issue. For example, we have many issues which are discussed in the text. Issues of water pollution are there, issue of air pollution is there, and issue of cutting down of trees are also there. So in the previous session, many people mentioned that these issues are also prevalent in their area. So why is it caused? What are the causes for it? And how can we find out remedies for it? What are the solutions that we can do? What are the suggestions that we can give to people? Those things we can write down and we can prepare a presentation on this topic. So that will give you a good ability to organize ideas and to speak before an audience. So this is a skill that we have to develop, to organize ideas, writing down these ideas. First you have to note down the points that you have to speak. First you note down the points that you have to speak. Then you organize them into introduction, then main part of the speech, and then a conclusion. And then you develop them into big sentences. So then it becomes a speech. So if you practice this very often, it will increase our confidence. We will become more confident of speaking in public, before an audience, etc. So this is a skill which we have to develop about speaking about any topic that is given to you. Okay, you can prepare on some topics and then you can present. It will be difficult if I ask you to immediately say something on any particular topic. But you can make a note of these things. You can write down these ideas. And in the future, when we have some time, we will take up these topics and have discussions on this. So here we have uh, the picture of the tiger. Tiger is not an extinct species, but it is an endangered species. What is the meaning of endangered? Something which is
Danger situation.
in a dangerous situation
Mountain.
of in a dangerous situation of becoming
Extinct.
extinct. So it is not an extinct species, but a species which is in a dangerous situation of becoming extinct. It can become extinct. Vamshanasha Bhishani, endangered. So we need to take steps to protect it. So we understand the meaning of this word from the context. So under the threat of extinction. So under the threat of extinction. So we understand these words from certain other words which are there in the sentence. അണ്ടർ ദ ത്രെറ്റ് ഓഫ് എക്സ്റ്റിങ്ഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ഇതാണെന്ന് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലായത് ഫസ്റ്റ് സെന്റൻസ് എന്നല്ല. ഫസ്റ്റ് സെന്റൻസ് എന്താണ്? ടൈഗർ ഇസ് ആൻ എൻഡേഞ്ചേർഡ് സ്പീഷീസ്. അപ്പം നമുക്കൊന്നും മനസ്സിലായില്ല അതെന്ത് സ്പീഷീസാണ്, വളരെ പ്രമുഖനായ സ്പീഷീസ് ആണെന്നോ എന്ത് വേണമെങ്കിലും ആവാലോ. പ്രമുഖനായ സ്പീഷീസ് ആണെന്ന് ഡേഞ്ചർ എന്നുള്ള വാക്കറിയുന്നത് കൊണ്ട് നമുക്ക് മനസ്സിലാവും. പക്ഷേ ഇവിടെ വേറെ അടുത്ത സെന്റൻസിൽ ഒരു ക്ലൂ വേർഡ് ഉണ്ട്. ദാറ്റ് ഹെൽപ്സ് us to understand the meaning. We need to take steps to protect it. So this protect, yes, correct, yes Farhan. So this protect acts as a clue word. അപ്പോൾ എന്തിനെങ്കിലും പ്രൊട്ടക്റ്റ് ചെയ്യുന്നത് ശക്തനായ സ്പീഷീസ് ആണെങ്കിൽ പ്രൊട്ടക്ഷൻ ആവശ്യമില്ലല്ലോ. അപ്പോൾ ശക്തനായ എന്നുള്ള മീനിങ് ആയിരിക്കില്ല, കാരണം the clue word is protect. So the clue word protects makes us understand that who needs protection, somebody who is in danger needs protection. So protect acts as a clue word to understand the meaning of this word endanger. Open your umbrella or else you will get wet. It is drizzling. What is the meaning of drizzling?
Slight raining.
Slight rain. Which is the clue word which helped you to understand the meaning? ഏത് ക്ലൂ വേർഡ് എന്നാണ്?
Wet. You will get wet.
Wet. Wet എന്നുള്ളതാണ് ക്ലൂ വേർഡ്. From this clue word we understood the meaning of drizzling. The couple got married under a canopy of flowers. What is the meaning of canopy? Overhead covering, carpet, painting.
Overhead cover.
എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ് അത് ഓവർഹെഡ് കവറിംഗ് ആണെന്ന് മനസ്സിലായത്? വിച്ച് ഇസ് ദി ക്ലൂ വേർഡ്? ഏത് ക്ലൂ വേർഡ്?
Under.
യെസ്, the clue word here is under. അപ്പോൾ കാർപ്പറ്റിന്റെ അണ്ടറിൽ പറ്റില്ലല്ലോ, കാർപ്പറ്റിന്റെ മുകളിലല്ലേ പറ്റുള്ളൂ. സോ under is the clue word which makes us understand that this is something which is over your head. So a canopy is something which is over your head. He loved her so much for being so kind to him, but he abhorred her mother. Hate is the correct answer. Which is the clue word? Which is the clue word? There can be more than one clue words. Which is the clue word? അബോറിന്റെ മീനിങ് മനസ്സിലായത് എന്തുകൊണ്ടാണ്? ഏത് ക്ലൂ വേർഡ്സ് കൊണ്ടാണ്? യെസ്, the word but and the word love in the first sentence. So love but. So I loved her but I abhorred her mother. So he loved her but he abhorred her mother. So the keywords, the clue words that which help us to understand the meaning are love and but. Prolonged lack of rain causes severe drought. What is the meaning of drought?
Dry weather.
Dry weather. How do you understand the meaning of drought as dry weather? Which are the clue words which help?
Lack of rain.
Lack of rain. Lack of rain is correct answer. Very good. Lack of rain. My sister is extremely neat in appearance while she is slovenly in her housekeeping. She is neat in experience while she is slovenly in her housekeeping.
Careful.
Uh, while has the meaning of
Messy.
but, Lata. While has the meaning of but here.
Messy.
Messy.
Yes.
Messy.
Messy.
Messy. Messy എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ you have to differentiate between two different messis. നമുക്ക് പറയുന്ന മെസ്സി വേറൊരു മെസ്സിയാണ്. ആ മെസ്സി ഏതാണ്? ആ മെസ്സി എം ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ആണ്. ആ മെസ്സി ആരാണ്? It is the
Lionel
name of a
Messi.
Lionel
it
Messi.
is
Lionel
the name
Messi.
of a person. ആ മെസ്സി അല്ലത് സംതിങ് which is a mess is messy. ആകെ അഴുക്കായി കിടക്കുന്നതിനെയാണ് നമ്മൾ മെസ്സിനും രണ്ട് മീനിങ് ഉണ്ട്. എ പ്ലേസ് വെയർ ഫുഡ് ഇസ് സെർവ്ഡ് ഇസ് ഓൾസോ കോൾഡ് എ മെസ്. ഭക്ഷണം സെർവ് ചെയ്യുന്ന സ്ഥലത്തിന് മെസ് എന്ന് പറയും. അത് കൂടാതെ ആകെ അഴുക്കായി കിടക്കുന്ന ഒരു സ്ഥലത്തിനെയും മെസ് എന്നാണ് പറയുക. സോ ദേ ആർ ടു ഡിഫറെന്റ് മീനിങ്സ് ഓഫ് ദ വേർഡ്. സോ സംബഡി ഈസ് മെസ്സി means somebody is unclean. Slovenly has the meaning of unclean. Messy has the meaning of unclean. So she is neat in her appearance while she is slovenly in her housekeeping. So the clue words here are, which are the clue words? The clue words are
Neat.
neat and
Neat. While.
while. While. Neat and while. Yes, Anna. So neat and while are the clue words which help us understand the meaning of these two. This word slovenly. Birds are oviparous. Similarly, fish and reptiles lay eggs that hatch outside of the body. Birds are oviparous. Similarly,
Laying egg.
Laying eggs.
Laying egg that
laying
hatch
eggs
outside the
Laying
body.
eggs that
hatch outside the body. Laying eggs that hatch outside the body. The clue word here is similarly. Similarly, pinna outside the body in the end of the sentence load. So similarly helps us to understand that it is similar to the next one. So similarly is the clue word which helps us to understand. Jamal didn't want to tell Tina the entire plot of the movie, so he just gave her the gist of the story. He didn't want to tell the Tina the entire plot of the movie, so he just gave her the gist of the story.
The central idea.
Central idea.
Gist is the central idea. Okay, gist is the central idea. The central idea. Yes, dear, it is correct. It is the central idea. So, which are the clue words? The clue words are didn't want, and entire plot.
Entire plot.
Didn't want in a entire plot. These are the clue words which help us to understand the meaning of the word gist. Okay. So you must have heard of the story of the 6 blind men and the elephant. Have you heard the story of 6 blind men and the elephant? That is given here. കഥ കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ടോ?
കേട്ടിട്ടുണ്ട് സർ.
Yes.
Yes. So most of you have heard the story. So there were 6 blind people who went to see an elephant, and each of them touched a particular part of the elephant and thought that it is the complete elephant. So the person who touched the legs of the elephant thinks that the elephant is like a pillar. The person who touches the tail of the elephant, he thinks that the elephant is like a rope. The person who touches the trunk of the elephant, he thinks that the elephant is like a snake. Okay, so the person who touches the body of the elephant thinks that the elephant is like a wall. So Is any one of them correct? അവർ പറയുന്നത് ശരിയാണോ?
No, sir.
No, sir.
So they are not correct because it is
No,
all
sir.
it is a partial view, a partial understanding. It is not complete. It is not a complete understanding of the elephant. So so they are, what they are saying is correct, but at the same time it is wrong also. It is correct because it is a correct assessment of the part, but not of the whole. It is the part of the elephant. If you mention that the elephant's legs are like a pillar, then it is correct. But if I say that the elephant is like a pillar, then it is wrong. So this is the mistake that they made. Their understanding is only partial. So that is the story which is explained here. So there is an activity which helps us to understand certain words which describes the parts of the elephant. So there are three different kinds of words. There are naming words. For example, parts of the elephant and its parts are called naming parts. For example, the elephant has a trunk. The elephant has a, which are the parts of the elephant? Parts of the elephant എന്താണ്? Trunk എന്നാണ്. Trunk. തുമ്പിക്കായ്. കൊമ്പിന് എന്താണ് പറയുന്നത്? കൊമ്പ്.
Ivory.
Okay, it is made of ivory. Material ivory ആണ്. But what is it called? It is called a tusk. ട്രങ്ക് തുമ്പിക്കായി, ടസ്ക് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് കൊമ്പ്. കൊമ്പ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്, അതായത് ഉണ്ടായിട്ടുള്ള മെറ്റീരിയലിന് പറയുന്നതാണ് ഐവറി. ആൻഡ് ബിക്കോസ് they have tusks, elephants are also sometimes called tuskers. Okay, tuskers എന്ന് വിളിക്കാറുണ്ട്. Because they have got tusk. മലയാളത്തിൽ നമ്മൾ കൊമ്പൻ എന്ന് പറയില്ലേ, അതേ യൂസേജ് ആണ് ടസ്കർ. So they are called tuskers. So tusk is a part of an elephant. Then they have legs which are like pillars, or can also be compared to a tree. Okay. Then which has a tail which is like a rope. So these are all naming words. Rope ആണെങ്കിലും tail ആണെങ്കിലും they are all naming words. Whereas there are certain words which are reference words. Reference words എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, ഞാൻ ആ എലിഫന്റ് എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് പിന്നെ നാം പറയുന്നത് ഇറ്റ് ഹാസ് എ ടെയിൽ എന്ന് പറഞ്ഞാൽ, അപ്പോൾ അവിടെ ഇറ്റ് എന്താണ്? വാട്ട് ഈസ് ഇറ്റ്?
Elephant.
It is an elephant. So it is a referring word, a word that refers to the elephant. Okay. And then there are some other sets of words which are called describing words. It has, when I say it has large ears. അപ്പോൾ ഇയേഴ്സ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് നെയിമിംഗ് വേർഡാണ്. വാട്ട് ഈസ് ലാർജ്? ഡിസ്ക്രൈബിംഗ് വേർഡ്സ്. എന്ത് തരത്തിലുള്ള ഇയേഴ്സ് ആണ് എന്ന് സൂചിപ്പിക്കുന്നതാണ് ലാർജ്. സോ when I talk of the trunk of the elephant, തുമ്പിക്കൈ, trunk of the elephant, I say that the trunk is rubbery, like rubber, ഒരു ഹോസ് പോലെ, ഒരു സ്നേക്ക് പോലെ, like a snake. So that is the nature, the type of the feel that you get when you touch it. So these are all describing words. So we have three different kinds of words here in the story. One is the naming words, then we have the reference words, and then we have the describing words. Okay, so these are the kinds of words. So if you read this passage, you will find all these three kinds of words, and when you get those words, you can write it down in this box. If there are more words, you can also list them below this table also. There is no problem. So this is what builds up a language. So when you learn new words, new vocabulary. So that is what we had been discussing today, vocabulary building. So when you learn vocabulary building, there are different kinds of words which are making up the language. So they are called parts of speech. They are called parts of speech. Like you have parts for a building, a parts for a vehicle, a parts for a machine, a parts for an electronics equipment. Everything will have parts. എല്ലാം ഒരേ സാധനം കൊണ്ടാണ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്. ഒരു ബിൽഡിംഗ് കട്ടകൾ വെച്ച് മാത്രമാണ് ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത്.
No, sir.
No,
No, sir.
no. ഇഷ്ടിക വെച്ച് മാത്രം ബിൽഡിംഗ് ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. You need bricks, you need cement, you need steel, you need sand, you need many different kind of materials. Similarly, to create language, you need describing words, you need reference words, you need naming words. All these things are put together and you have sentences. So what are these different kinds of words? Learning those words is also building our building our building our vocabulary, that is padasambath. So increasing the collection of words is a very important aspect in language learning. If you want to speak good language, first of all, we need the ingredients of language. എനിക്കൊരു ഡിഷ് ഉണ്ടാക്കണം, ഒരു ഭക്ഷണം ഉണ്ടാക്കണമെങ്കിൽ അതിന് ആദ്യം വേണ്ടത് എന്താണ്? ഇൻഗ്രീഡിയൻസ് വേണം. ഇൻഗ്രീഡിയൻസ് ഇല്ലാതെ എനിക്കൊരു ഭക്ഷണം ഉണ്ടാക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല. സോ വൊക്കാബുലറി is the basic ingredient of language protection. So learning vocabulary is a very important process. So that is what we have done today. We will continue with this in the next class. So thank you for joining. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you.